Hello and welcome to another episode of Earning Stories with Varsha. So today I am in Mumbai and very fortunate to have with me Sakshi Nair. Welcome Sakshi.
Thank you.
So Sakshi is basically a Mumbai-based independent editor, and she's also a proofreader, a beta reader, a book reviewer, and a book blogger. Since 2020, she has been working with a lot of writers, and it's across all genres: fiction, non-fiction, even academics. And she has tremendously helped them to refine their manuscripts. Apart from that, she also has a draft studio, which is an online platform, and it has a collective people, like-minded people like her, and they are all helping the budding writers. So that I found really fascinating. See a group of people helping another group. This is what our society needs, I think.
Yeah.
And definitely she is a very well organized person. She has two daughters and has been having a very good work life balance. So welcome Sakshi, and I would just like to tell you a few points about my platform, because you see, every woman has some inherent talent, all the girls even out there.
Yeah.
And sometimes they are not able to convert what they want into a career,
Right.
and just need a small push. So I am making just a small effort, so that when I talk to people like you, and they come to know that yes, we can balance both the life as well as their profession, even
Right.
they will be encouraged,
Right.
so that they can have a flourishing career as well as a good work life balance.
Right.
Just the first question would be, how did you choose the field of editing? And was there some kind of a moment that, no, this is my calling, yeah, I have to go for it as a career?
Thank you so much, ma'am, for having me. And I'm really fascinated by looking at your YouTube channel. This is going to be very empowering for a lot of ladies out there who want to have a family also, and
Yeah.
who want to earn also. So as far as I'm concerned, I started editing. Actually, it happened very organically to me. A friend was just asking to proofread his stories. He used to write for Wattpad,
Yeah.
and I used to do it like one after another, and then slowly, gradually, he started recommending me to other writer friends.
Definitely.
So small short stories turned into novels, and then articles. Then I did statements of purposes for universities. Then I did academic papers, and that's how it started growing.
Yeah, definitely. And one question which I had in mind, because I come from a small town, does being based in Mumbai make some difference in this kind of a career? And what would you advise for people living in small town? Can they also reach your level, and how much hard work and efforts they will have to put in?
Right. So basically, my work evolves around collaborating with authors around the world. So I work remotely, I work from home.
Yeah, yeah.
So geographically speaking, it won't matter. But being based in Mumbai and being a book blogger, that has helped me a lot.
Yes, definitely.
Because the literary events, the book launches, and we meet different people. I meet
Yes.
book bloggers, I meet other content creators, I meet people from the publishing industry, and other potential writers, aspiring writers, and that community that I have come
build up,
across
yeah,
with.
build up on yourself, I
Yes,
think.
yes,
Yes.
a part of it.
Yeah.
So that has helped me a lot. So I guess being based out anywhere, but ultimately it is your hard work and your talent.
Yeah,
that
because it is a
gonna
digital
speak.
platform. Yes.
Yes.
You can reach out to more
Yes.
people and
Absolutely.
work hard and reach this level. So that will
Absolutely.
not be an excuse that being in small town, maybe I'm not able to.
Exactly.
Yes, if you
Yeah.
work hard, definitely. What keeps you going? That passion.
Whenever a manuscript comes to me, I'm basically a very curious person. So when I start reading and I see that something is not falling right and it's not proper, or as a reader, this will not fall right into,
Yeah.
this will not turn the page. This paragraph will not turn the page. So that motivates me to, you know, polish it, complete it, structure it properly,
Yes, yes.
and go ahead.
And could you describe your editing style, and what would be the genre you love most working with?
I love stories, and I guess I've been a you know, avid reader myself since
Yeah.
childhood. So I think this I have inherited from my mother. So stories, I've always been around with stories. So that basically makes me connect with the writer first.
Yeah.
And once I get that story, once I get that script in my hand, my basic process is to, you know, make
Refine
sure
it,
that
yeah.
it is refined, make sure it is structured properly, it is flowed in a way how, you know, it should be.
Yeah.
And that makes me you know,
Yeah, passionate for that.
passionate
Yes.
for that,
Do it again and again.
for doing it again and again.
So you are also beta reading the manuscripts
Yes.
and editing.
Yes.
So switching over from editing, beta reading, and back, is it easy or does it become difficult?
No, actually, the beta reading is like giving a end reader's perspective,
Yeah.
reading like a reader.
Yeah.
That will be like
What will
showcasing
the-
a story.
Yeah. What will
showcasing
the reader think about it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And editing, on the other hand, is like polishing the story, structuring the story, making the story along with the author.
Yeah, and you have to make it concise also.
Yes.
You have to concise this also.
Right.
So when you get a manuscript and say you start beta reading it, what would be your focus, and how would you rather give a honest feedback while just keeping on encouraging the writer to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's very rightly put. So my basic response when there is a report that is ready, I make sure there is a report ready after beta reading it. So my response is basically a collaborative response with the author. I start with, you know, positives.
Yeah.
I start with where the manuscript is falling strong, or what are the good points of the manuscript.
Yeah.
Then going along with the areas of improvement where you can put more, where there are areas where we can put you know, push in a dialogue more, or where we can polish the character more.
You have developed some system of your own to
Yes.
beta read it.
Yes.
Definitely. So you have been working with so many writers, authors. Some may be easy to work with, some may be difficult. So how do you maintain that balance with both of them?
Right. So basically, when a writer comes, you know, who is having a story with him or her since childhood, so they are very attached to that
Yeah.
story. So they don't want any changes. I basically ask them, how much do you want me to be involved in the story as an editor? So when they say that, you know, this is not negotiable, I don't want anything changed in the story. So that's where I give the liberty to the writer,
Yeah.
and that's where I shift my focus rather than on the story to the craft, to the grammar, to the entire content.
Yes, the literature part of it.
Yes. Yes, and ethically things are right or not, factually things are right or not.
Even though you may find that some things may not resonate with the viewers, but just
Yes.
because the author is so passionate.
My job is to put forward
Their story.
rights and the wrong. Ultimately, it is his story. Ultimately, it's their liberty to
Yes.
you know, to go ahead with that that response or not.
Yes, you are just providing a helping hand to
Exactly.
them.
Exactly.
Definitely. Similarly, what would be the difference between the debut writers and experienced? Who are more easy to work with, and what are the differences you find in both of them?
Right. So basically, a debut writer comes with a lot of freshness and a lot of bright ideas. And at the same time, experienced writer comes with experience, and he knows the process of editing. He knows the process that, you know, this is going to take time, or how the things will work. He may or may not, be open with
Everything,
changes.
Yes.
They not be very open to the changes. So that's quite acceptable.
So working with authors, sometimes you may find that regarding the readers, you will find that this perspective is good, but the author is totally disagreeing with
Yeah.
that. So that time you start looking from the author's perspective, or whether you try to convince them that I know the feedbacks, I know what
Yeah.
people want.
Yeah. So what happens is when a situation like this comes, that has come a lot of times, and I have to make sure that I put it in such a constructive way, so that the author takes the criticism in a very healthy manner,
Yeah,
so that he understands the logic behind my reasoning.
definitely.
He understands that.
Definitely. And I heard about your community, which is the Draft Studio, which is really a very fascinating concept, since one community is helping the other community. So, how did that idea come to in your mind, and how did it materialize to form such a group?
So basically, my partner Falguni Jain, she is also an editor and very good friend of mine. We both have been working a lot toward with projects and all.
So you are also the co-founder of a Draft Studio, an online platform, one group of people helping another group, which is truly commendable. So how did that idea come to your mind, and how did you go about finding such a group?
Wow. So Draft Studio is basically conceptualized by me and my partner Falguni Jain. She is also an editor. She's a
Okay.
very good friend. So we were working towards something, that Indian writers, Indian authors could find a space for. We wanted to give them a space, especially aspiring writers, or
Yeah.
of any age. We have writers from 13 years to 70, 80 years.
Yeah.
And we wanted to give them a space, where they can, brainstorm, where they can discuss their fears, where they can, work towards the craft and bring out the story that's been lying with them since I don't know when.
Yes.
So that has been really fruitful, and we are almost at the compilation of our own anthology, and which first initially had only 9 writers, and now it is almost 16 writers. So very soon we'll be publishing our own anthology.
That's really great, and I think best of luck for
Thank
that to you. So you have been working with so many authors and writers. Any anecdote you remember where you really found it maybe surprising, or which went down into your memory for a long time, that whatever help you provided really did something great for that manuscript?
Whenever an author comes back with a reverts back that Sakshi, my book is now published with this publisher, and the reader's response is tremendous, and I like how the manuscript or how the book has come out. It is really fulfilling. It is very rewarding.
Yes.
And at the same time, I anecdote when you said, I remembered when I was in talks with one of the authors. So she was a housewife, and if I say this now, so she will recollect that it's her.
Yeah.
And I usually take 30 to 35 days to finish a manuscript editing.
Yeah.
So she told me, like, I want you to finish it only in 20 days because I want to publish my book on 1st June.
Some landmark.
I was like, anything specific so that I can work fast? It's my son's admission day. I will be filling the form. I want to write author on that form. I don't want to write a homemaker. And I was like, okay, I
will do it.
I'm gonna finish it. And that was like, I wanted to do that for her.
Really great. Yes. And you see, you're helping and publishing too.
Yeah.
So, what changes do you see in the publishing trends nowadays? And many authors, they want to self-publish also.
Right.
And at that time, how does your role change? Because you have been editing, you have been beta
Yes.
reading, and now you are also to help them publish their work.
Absolutely right. So over the years, and thanks to social media and a lot of internet, the amount of information people have, it's unprecedented.
Yeah.
And at the same time, people are making use of it. So people want to have the control, want to have the vanity to, choose the style they want to put their story ahead,
Yes.
and how much they want to be
They want to be in
involved.
control of.
Yes,
yeah,
it is their baby at the end of the day.
Yes, yes.
And that has made our job more responsive.
Yes.
We have become more responsible to show them the right way, how to get your book, after editing is completed, how to get the typeset done, what is
Yeah.
the next step if you want to publish it on Amazon, or if you want to go through a publisher who is going to help you with the paperback. So that process,
Okay.
to guide them, to walk them through the process,
Yes.
there I come in
Yes.
the picture.
So these changing trends, in even writing, even publishing, how do you keep yourself updated? Is there some kind of information available, or you are on a constant research process for that?
Right, very good question. So basically, I am an avid reader. I read a lot. I guess I read I'm like in beginning of this year, this beginning of the last year, I made sure that I'm going to read a lot of Hindi content.
Okay.
So I'm reading a lot of Hindi also these days. So after reading a lot of different type of genres, I was not comfortable. As a child, I was not comfortable with non-fiction. But as I grew up, I developed
Yeah.
that also. I developed the palette of reading non-fiction
types of-
and mythology, for that matter. So I read as widely as possible. And at the same time, social media has been a very big help to understand the industry trends, reading articles, and especially do not forget to read newspapers. People are
Every day.
forgetting that.
Yes.
So I keep doing that.
Definitely. So continuously you are on that mode of reading.
Yeah.
Is it at some point it becomes a bit exhausting to you?
Editing is basically it's physically very exhausting. Long hours of sitting in front of screen and even on paper, it is very exhausting. But mentally, it is very satisfying. To see that final output that comes at the end of the day or at the end of the editing process. So that's very fulfilling.
And working in, say, the field of editing,
Yeah.
the field of refining manuscripts, and even publishing, is there at some point that Sakshi Nair will herself write a book? And if so, is there something already in mind? What would it be?
I think it's natural that, when you're surrounded with so many stories, brilliant writers, so
Yes.
there has to be an urge that comes like one day I will. So if I someday, if I feel something about a story or anything that comes authentically, I will definitely publish it.
Nothing's
Nothing as
still
of
in
now.
your mind. Yeah, and see, you have been doing so well. I think this digital platform is
Yeah.
helping you. So, what trends do you find emerging now? And say from 5 years from now, where do you find yourself?
From 5 years, I want to work on myself as an editor more, and also as a reader. Like I said, I'm trying to read a lot of Hindi content, and I want to explore that. I want to expand that spectrum as
Any
well.
other language you are conversing
I
with?
want to. I do understand Marathi a lot, and
Yeah.
being born and brought up in Mumbai, so
Yeah.
I want to read Marathi.
Explore,
I
because
watch
Marathi literature is very rich literature.
Yes, it is.
Definitely.
So I want to do that, and for with Draft Studio, I want to work with a lot of writers, and the platform that we have, the community of writers that we have, they are brilliant. Such beautiful stories, such beautiful poetries.
And it
People
is
are,
expanding.
yes, it is.
Yes,
It is.
that is
And
very important.
yeah,
Because say when you started, I think 5 to 10 people used to say that reading, right, these are dying habits of people.
yes, yes.
And if you have rekindled that habit in people, it's I think really great.
Yeah.
Definitely. And say now you have chosen a career. For any career, I think there are two parts of it.
Yes.
One is that gives us a mental satisfaction.
It
We are
does.
happier. What people say that if you turn your hobby into your work,
Yes.
it's not does not feel like working. And another part is the economic part of it, which is again very important.
Yeah.
So how would you rate the mental satisfaction as well as the earning, both? Because we are putting this as an earning story for women.
Right.
So how satisfied are you in both the fields?
That's very rightly asked, ma'am. So basically, I am from a background. I have worked with the service providing industry for like ever. I started working when I was 12. When I was in 12th standard.
Okay.
So before I had my 12th standard degree, I had a job.
Okay.
So after working in that entire industry, then took a sabbatical, started again. So money did not come very easily.
Yes.
And editing is a craft based and reputation based.
Yes. And consistency, I think, is
It does. It
very
does.
important.
So that will come slowly to you.
Yes.
But if it is coming slowly, so that means it's organic.
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted the viewers to hear, that nothing comes easily.
Exactly.
But don't get disappointed right in the beginning.
Right.
Yes, because if you have chosen some career, you have some passion, keep working on it.
Keep working towards
Keep
it.
working on it
Absolutely.
consistently. See, there are many young people who are out there in the field of literature. So I would like you to tell them what avenues are open to them and how should they select what career in literature they should go, and how should they proceed in building up those careers.
So basically, my suggestion to everybody who wants to write, who wants to be anything in the spectrum of literacy, read a lot, write a lot, and communicate with the social media has become a very good platform for everything. When they can provide every like a hack or a skill guide for
Yes.
everything, there is an answer for everything on social media. Make use of that. And like I've been telling this a lot, that read as much as you can. Work, take out articles and just edit it if you just want to edit.
Yeah.
I don't remember the number of samples that I have edited. I guess there is a folder in my laptop that is around 100 plus documents that are just sample copies
Okay.
that I have edited for them. And work on it. Ask your friends if they are writing. Ask them. I will edit it. I'll proofread it.
Definitely.
So work. That is how you will build your craft.
Yes.
Even if it is just writing a book, make sure you read a lot. You understand the pattern, how the stories are flowing. You will understand what you don't like. You will understand what the readers are not liking it.
Yes, definitely. So I think our viewers will have so many take-home messages from you today. Those out in the field of literature, I think that starts very early, as you said.
Yes.
You can really see that either your child or you yourself have that passion.
Yeah.
And if you really want to go in that field, build yourself up slowly
Yes.
and be consistent with it. And I think patience is a key factor to
Right.
all these things, because in this new generation, there is a bit of hurry for everything.
Right.
And also, I would like to say that make good use of social media
Right.
rather than
Absolutely.
rather than just having some random things there.
Correct.
If you try to project yourself as what your career is building up.
Right.
So thank you, Sakshi, so much for
Thank you,
being
ma'am.
with me today. And I think our viewers, especially the younger ones, aspiring to become something, and we'll also pin your blog so that they can read and they can get back to you if they want
Thank
some
you.
information.
Thank you.
Really
so much.
nice talking to you
Thank you
today.
so much, ma'am. Thank you. It is an opportunity that you've given. I mean, I saw all the videos, that all the interviews that you did. I guess a lady who is, struggling at the moment, that should I just, forget my career
Yeah,
and just
exactly.
stay in house. So that
Exactly.
lady, if she, just sees your podcast, she's going to get motivated and start somewhere, even
Because
if it is small.
any skill,
skill.
maybe a hard skill, maybe a
Any
soft
skill,
yeah.
any skill. Start with
Definitely.
small and be authentic. It will grow.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.